Hey guys, so I'm doing another makeup tutorial because I figured that I might as well since I'm doing my makeup again. I gave myself some bangs, so that's why my hair looks crazy on the top of my head. So for this one, I'm going to do something that I actually wear quite a bit in the winter. I just don't normally do the red lips, but I'm going to because they look really cute with it and I feel like wearing lipstick today. So what I'm going to do is like a gold, like really warm shimmery colored pinup look for you. So what we're gonna do, I already did my skin and my eyebrows again because they take forever, like at least the last 20 minutes is spent on my eyebrows. So I'm gonna start with my eye and lip primer again and put that on the eyes. This is really important. Well, it's really important to even out your eyelids for this because there is going to be light colors on them, so they need to be an even color. And I'm actually not going to put this on my bottom lash line this time because I'm not doing anything on my lower lash line, so I'm just going to leave it be. But make sure that you blend this out really well. You want your eyelid to be the same color as your skin. Really nice even, and this actually lightens mine a little bit, which is nice for this because I'm going to do a lot of light shades on this and I don't want to have dark eyelids. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with a gold shadow and I am going to use this one right here, and it's from my first edition BH Cosmetic palette and it's just a really nice shimmery gold color. And I'm going to take my BH Cosmetics blending brush, which looks like that, and it's really fluffy, which I like. I don't know, it just works really well for me for covering a, I guess, larger area. So just pat that all over your lid. Patting on your makeup versus like wiping it on, way better color payoff. You don't waste as much, which is nice, especially with shimmery shades. I tend to find that with shimmery shades, I will get splotchy spots sometimes if I don't pat it on, which is not very good. Now, pat that up into your crease as well. So it's supposed to look like that. And same for the other eye. Pat it on there. And make sure you get right up into your lash line. We're going to do, obviously, the staple black liner with the flick on the outside, but I still like to make sure that I have really even coverage. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to blend out this upper edge, which is kind of by your crease. Like that. Alright, next what we're going to do is take a smaller blending brush or crease brush. I have the e.l.f. Eyes, Lips, and Face blending brush. I love this. I don't think it really was like that when I first got it angled like that, but I use it all the time for getting up in there, so that's why it's angled. I love this brush. And you are going to take a brown, a matte brown. I always use matte for my crease because it sinks it back in. Shimmer picks up light, so it'll bring it forward, and matte colors push whatever you put it on back. So I'm going to use this color, which is the very right hand corner of my palette. I use this color all the time, as you can see. And you're going to get some on your brush, and then you just want to tap it off really well so you don't have tons of excess. And then what I do is I just place it there and then open my eye and then just run it along there, and I'll just bring it down into the corner And then just with circular motions, blend it. And you're not going to see a ton of difference, but it's going to give you a little depth there. So you can see the difference, sort of, between this eye and this eye. My lighting's not great in here, but it'll do. And just bring that up, just like that. Like that. And that gives you just a little depth there. I also have really pretty hooded eyes, so I bring it up kind of onto my brow bone, and it gives me the illusion of more eyelid, which I don't have a lot of. But if you do have really open eyes where you do have a lot of lid, you can keep it really down in here and not bring it up so much. But for me, you really have to, or else you can't see it at all, and it's kind of pointless to even put it on there. I also tend to bring up the outer corner more, and that's because I feel like I have really short eyes opposed to my cheekbones, so that'll kind of make them look longer. And you can bring that down, not quite into a V, but just where it connects there. Alright, so once you get that on there, and I actually will run just a touch of that right there, only along the outside edge. Don't bring it all the way in, because the whole idea of this makeup is to like elongate out. So you're going to want to center most of this to the outside edge, especially the darker colors. Alright. Now I'm going to go back with my big fluffy blending brush and just take that along the edge, soften it out. As with all makeup, you don't want harsh edges, they don't look good. Always blend your shadows, obviously unless it's supposed to look harsh, but I always blend my makeup out. Almost always. There's probably going to be a time where I take that back, but let's go with always. Okay, so next I'm going to take a highlighter, and I am going to use a really shimmery highlighter because this is a shimmery makeup. And I have this giant palette, I don't know where I got it from, but there's a really shimmery white right there, and that is what I'm going to put right below my brow. So, take that, and when I say really shimmery, I do mean really shimmery. See? And just right there. I naturally have really straight eyebrows, so I have to work quite a bit to give myself any sort of an arch. I also have really light eyebrows and sparse. This is not very blessed in the eyebrow department. So, I'm always working to make them look arched and bigger and darker. It's strange because I have really dark hair naturally, but really light eyebrows. And then my sister has really light hair naturally. Well, not really light, but light hair naturally. And really dark eyebrows. Doesn't make much sense to me. Okay, so next we are going to go on to our liner. I prefer gel liner to liquid liner just because I feel like I have more control over it. I'm going to use Maybelline Eye Studio. You can kind of see that. Anyway, it's in charcoal, and then I just have this, it's a pretty wide brush, but it works really well for me, so just get some of that on there. And then I cannot get my eyes to be still no matter how hard I try or how many times I do this. I usually have to pull at them. I know you're not supposed to, but I do. So starting at the corner, And this is weird for me because I can't actually see it super well, but we'll make it work. It's kind of crooked, but now if you're not great at eyeliner, which chances are if you are just starting out with it, you're not going to be, it definitely takes a load of practice. So, you just want to thinner here, and then thicker through the top, which will give your eyes kind of a more rounded look. And then when you get to the outside, the flick. The hardest part because nobody's eyes are the same, and you probably won't be able to see it, but the hoods of my eyes are very different. And so when I flick, it's very difficult for me because one thing it's this high. Yes, the hood always gets in the way. So you're just going to start at the edge and just flick out and up. And then move back in kind of a triangle. And then fill that in. And then bring it to a nice point at the edge, like that. And unbelievably, that actually worked out really well for me not being very close to a mirror. I'm gonna have to work on my setup here, but then this part's kind of weird and a little bit uncomfortable at times, but get some gel liner on your brush and then line your upper eye. I find that not like this, but just sweeping almost like you're putting on mascara is the easiest way to do this. But I do this because it fills in that little area between your lashes. So just like that. Alright, and now to get the other eye the same, which is always the part that I find the hardest. I'm much stronger on this side than I am on this side. So I'm trying to start on this side and move to the side, but I forget that I'm trying to do that sometimes. And if you can do this without pulling your eye, kudos to you, for one. And two, it's much better because you won't get creases in here, but I can't do it. So I don't. I cheat. You can also very easily do this with liquid liner instead of gel liner. I just prefer gel. If you use liquid liner, you're most likely also going to get a bit harsher line than with gel liner. So now the part that's hard. Getting your flicks the same. This part just takes practice. I've tried tape, where you stick tape there and then draw a line off of it. That doesn't work for me. Really, the only thing that worked for me is loads of practice. I never used to do top liner because I could never get it right. And then I just decided one day that I was going to do it. And I actually am getting decent at it. Except for that little spot. And then I'm just stuck on there. So, what happens is you take a Q-tip and roll it right over that spot, and it will go away. Just like that. So you just kind of have to work at it to get them the same. But I promise you, with lots of practice, it will happen. It will. Alright, so once you get your flicks as close to the same, chances are they're not going to be exactly the same. I don't think I've ever had my flicks the same, but pretty close. I'm also really OCD about my makeup, so you probably can't tell the difference, but I can. Alright, so next I'm going to do a tiny bit of black kohl liner on just the outer half of my lower lash line. My waterline is what I meant by lash line. And upper. If you have kohl liner, it's really a lot easier to do your upper lashes with kohl liner. Alright, so just like that. And now what I'm going to do is put on some mascara. Well, by some I mean tons. Especially when I do black liner on top. I always do tons of mascara or else you can't see it very much. I have really curly lashes, so I never curl mine. If you don't have curly lashes, I do suggest you curl them. I always concentrate my mascara to the outer edge, again because I feel that I have pretty close set eyes for my face. And so I want to elongate them whenever possible. And lower. It's really hard when you're looking down into something to do your lower lashes. And I make horrible mascara faces. I think most girls do, but I know I do. Okay. So those are our eyes. And then I always go back in with the brush and sweep underneath just to get any fallout out of there. And then, actually, my circles are not super bad right now, so I'm going to skip concealer under my eyes today. They look pretty bad in there, but really that's how they look. Alright, so next I am going to contour my face. I am a huge contourer. Because I like having cheekbones. You just use a shade that's like 2 or 3 shades darker than your skin tone. Make fish face. And right here, where you can see that natural shadow, is where you contour. And that just gives you more depth right there. It's not huge, but it does help. You could easily skip this step. Contouring needs to be done carefully. If you use too dark of a shade, you're going to get a stripe. And nobody looks good with a stripe. Well, I don't think anybody looks good with a stripe. So now we are going to blush. And I blush the apples on my cheeks. Just smile, and that spot right there is the apple. Tiny bit on my nose. I have bangs now, so I don't need to worry about my forehead too awful much. And then highlight. I use the same shimmery shadow that I used to highlight my brow bone, to highlight my cheekbone. Just the back half. Again, this helps with the cheekbones. My time is running long, so if I seem like I'm hurrying, it's because I am. And I still have to do lips. And then I just go in with a clean brush and blend together, because I don't like harsh lines. Just like that. Now, for lipstick. Again, I don't wear red often, but with this look I think they're very appropriate. So, I have this Eyes, Lips, and Face red. It is called Fearless. I really like it. Doesn't last hugely long, but it's very red. I always prime my lips because it lasts longer, and I don't have very good lips, so it just helps me keep my lipstick in place. I have really dry lips right now, so this might not look fabulous, but we're gonna try anyway. I don't generally use a lip liner. Not really a reason for that, besides the fact that I don't use lipstick often enough to go buy lip liner, also in every color. So, you can line your lips first. It'll make it last longer, and it'll keep it from bleeding out. I don't generally have a problem with it bleeding out. So, I just line it with the lipstick on a lip brush. We'll see how this goes. I always go down. I don't like to go up, if possible. That's just because I feel I have more control if I'm going down. And then just blend that in. I do not have a very big peak in my lips. And on the bottom, just bring it down and around. I also have a much bigger bottom lip than top lip. I've tried every way possible to correct that, but I just don't think it's correctable. I've actually even thought about going and getting lip injections because I don't like my lips. But I just gotta work with them, I guess. Because that's expensive, and I don't really feel like having fat taken out of anywhere else and stuck into my lips. So just make sure your lines are clean. Rub together. With red, I always bring it with me because it rubs off. Alright, so I'm going to do one more total liner, or mascara. Because I love mascara. And we're going to call it good. I'll take my bangs down so I can show you my new bangs. I usually cut my bangs in the winter. Don't know, I just kind of like it. They might be totally crazy. Yeah, they are. I'm going to have to re-straighten them. So we're going to pretend that didn't happen. And I will show them to you another time. So yeah. This is what my makeup looks like. Alright, thanks guys. See you next time.